Hey y'all, I'm Cash the Composer and I write musical theater. I'm really happy to announce that in my efforts to make the process of the production of musical theater more accessible to everybody, I will be chronicling the creation of my next project from start to finish here on YouTube. If you would like to learn more about the upcoming project and in fact help me choose what idea I will be turning into a musical, go check out my video on that. That's also on my channel. If you'd like to hear more about what kinds of musicals I do, specifically my last project that I finished just last year that I'm hoping will premiere next year sometime, fingers crossed, then there will also be a video on that on my channel that you can check out. I will try to link them somewhere here. Somewhere. As to where exactly, I'm new to this, so you're going to be figuring this out with me, so come along for the ride. This video will just be an introduction to me, very narcissistically of me, where I'll talk about my history as a musician, as a composer, and what led me to this point. My official instruction in music began when I was just a toddler. When I was 2.5 years old, my mom put me in the violin. And soon after, in the first grade, I wrote my first song. I was very proud of it. And of course, immediately after, I was accused of plagiarism by the administration of my school when I tried to submit it for a competition, because in their words, no first grader could have written something that good. You would think that would bolster my confidence, but really, it just shot me down. So it was a while before I tried to write any more music. It actually wasn't until middle school when I asked one of my teachers during a free period, "Hey, you got any staff paper?" And he answered, "What the hell is that?" The catalyst came when I was about to start high school and I got my first laptop. I immediately went and looked at the fancy programs that I'd heard of, Finale, Sibelius, and I very quickly learned that those cost money. Uh, and I did not have money. Needless to say, I went and found a free program, which I still use to this day, called Noteflight.com. They're not paying me to say this. I wish they would, because I've used them for like over a decade at this point. But they're amazing. And if you want to write music, that is where I would start. There's a great community, fabulous. I'll do a video on Noteflight sometime because I love them. Anyways, in high school, I started spending every waking free moment that I had, and even some moments when I probably should have been paying attention to my teacher, writing music. And it was so much fun. I was writing everything from silly songs to symphonies. Now, I didn't have any actual formal instruction at this point, so I was just throwing stuff at the wall to see what stuck. And then I went to the Brevard Music Institute for violin one summer, and I learned they had a composition program. And I was so excited. I decided to attend the next year for composition. I got in, I was thrilled, I show up, and I'm one of 2 girls there. That was a little bit disheartening to see how male-dominated the field of composition is. And well, more than disheartening, it was frustrating. And that's what kind of led me to get my degree in music composition at the Petrie School of Music at Converse College. While I was in college, I was constantly looking for ideas for musicals. The reason why I decided to start writing specifically musical theater, it deserves its own video, and I won't get into that right now. Suffice it to say that I started looking for ideas everywhere. And I kept finding ideas, and they kept not working. They kept not being in the public domain, or the author was an asshole, or any number of other reasons that things failed. The number one was that I just wasn't ready to write things yet. I didn't have the life experience needed to put pen to paper and make it sing. After college, I gave up on writing. Instead, I pursued violin and decided I wanted to become a symphonic musician because I do really love playing in orchestras. And then if the pandemic that happened while I was in grad school for that didn't dissuade me, then the car that hit me certainly did. So rewinding a little bit. Back in 2015, when I was still in school, still in college, my dad gave me an idea. It's a show about death.
The whole being dead thing!
Anyhow, facing the specter of death in the form of headlights on a crosswalk made me realize that, hey, I'm ready to write this. Less than a year later, it was written and workshopped, and now It's in production purgatory. And the wait for its premiere performance, wherever that's gonna be. So, while I wait on that, I'm starting a new project and I need your help. I decided that for this project, I wanted to share my journey with you. And the reason is because when I was a kid and I first started having that inkling that maybe I want to write musical theater, there was nothing on the internet that I could find, or even in the library, anywhere, that was easily accessible to me that showed the process of the creation of a musical. When I was a student, what little I found was extremely academic and very particular, and the stuff I found often made assumptions that weren't really fair. And all of it was written before a pandemic. So, since I'm a teacher at heart, I want to chronicle this journey, like I said, this process, this musical, with all of you. Beginning with, as always, an idea. If you want to come with me on this new chapter of creation, discovery, and passion, hit that subscribe button, first of all, and mosey on over to that video I mentioned at the beginning of this, where I pitched the 5 ideas, I don't know why I had 10 fingers, 5 ideas up for option. I'm really excited to start this with you guys. I'm filming this on Christmas Eve. I meant to film it earlier, but I got the flu. And I'm pretty sure I still have the flu because if you can see the heat pack on my neck, I feel like death. But hey, I write about death, so it kind of works out. I want to give a big thank you to everybody watching this, everybody who has already clicked off of the video, but at least viewed half a second of it. And most of all, a big thank you to my wonderful patrons on Patreon. Y'all are the reason why I'm able to pursue all of this stuff. I mean, without you, I would not be able to justify putting this much time and effort into a project that won't come to fruition for at least minimum a year. If you're new and you have no idea who I am, and you think this sounds neat, I sound neat, or you're just bored and have $5 to throw away, check out the link to my Patreon below this video. I can say for certain it will be the first link at the very top of the description. And you'll find that I have some exclusive online content just for you. That's all for today, or for this video at least. I have other videos that I'll be posting on my channel that you can check out immediately. The next video, where I will announce what idea has been chosen for this new project, will be posted in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, and to make sure you don't miss it, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!